started yapping, and they were like, let's get this motherfucker out of here. And also, one of the terms that he had agreed to run for president has Gerald Ford, who was on the fucking Warren Commission.
Bingo.
Gerald Ford as his VP.
Yep.
So Gerald Ford becomes the first ever non-elected president. He slips in, he becomes president for kind of a bullshit term.
Yeah, and does a whole bunch of war party things and just a whole bunch of bullshit.
And we decide that Nixon was the real problem with the country.
I mean, how often is it that they're allowing someone that they aren't sure about to get to president, and they're sticking them with a VP that is their guy, right?
Oh, yeah, Dick Cheney.
LBJ with JFK.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney.
Everybody,
Mike
was the
Pence,
hidden secret that, Pence was
I don't know what the hell to think about Mike Pence.
Pence is like a preacher.
No idea.
I think he was good to get the fucking
just
religious
super
people.
rhino, super
weird guy.
Yeah.
Odd
But I mean,
guy.
Trump is a weird guy too. Like, who knows what's going on with Trump right now?
He's an animal.
Yeah.
He's the most fun ever.
I love Trump conspiracy theories because people get so riled up and it's so partisan and political, but within it, there's all this like juicy like meat for thinking about. It's like not even conspiracy theories, it's just like his history.
Right.
And especially with the Epstein stuff now and his history with Epstein, it just gets me so interested in, you'll never know the real story.
But here's the thing about theories and stuff. There's so many things that are so weird that you would think, wait a minute, well, this can't be real, this is fake.
Yup.
And then it's connected to real life events in some sort of a way that you would think there's a conspiracy. Like, here's one of my favorites is Little Baron Trump's.
Yeah, dude, I just got the book. It just came in the mail.
Insane.
Have you read it?
No.
Dude, I'm gonna read it. I just got it.
I should buy it. I should buy the book before it gets bought out.
I got it in a 3-part series that has the Baron Trump one, and then The Last President, and there's one other one.
And then how about the Werner von Braun one about a guy named Elon that takes us to Mars? Werner von Braun, the fucking Nazi who ran, Operation Paperclip and became the head of NASA.
Super occultist kind of stuff in there.
Writes a novel about a guy named Elon that takes us to Mars. And even Elon saw that and he's like, is this real? Like you would think. There's no way.
Simultaneous to us kind of getting like some version of UAP disclosure that implies time travel.
Yeah.
Which is like, Lord knows what that is.
Right.
But it's just so fun to speculate because it's like, how would we know?
Yeah, how would we know? And the whole UAP thing, boy, you want to find a cauldron of bullshit. Yeah. That's the cauldron. Do you know who's got the best take on it? Is Jacques Vallée. I'm in the middle of
seen a lot of his stuff.
My 3rd book of his right now, and it's I'll tell you what it's called.
Yeah, I should read some.
He's the best.
Why do you say he's the best? Like, what's your qualifier there?
I'm on this one, Confrontations, which is one of a 3-part series of human interactions that have been documented with some sort of an invader from some other dimension or planet or whatever the fuck it is. He is the most irrational. He's the most analytical. He's the least likely to buy into horseshit, but not dismissive.
That's
of
like the
strange
critical balance, right?
Yes. Well, he's the guy that they modeled the French scientist in Close Encounters of the Third Kind after. So he's been in this game since the 60s, investigating these things.
And time in the game counts for a ton. It counts for and that's my greatest weakness in a lot of ways, among several, is that I'm just really new to the game, and so I'm constantly like catching up on shit, and as stuff breaks, like Pam Bondi, for example, I have no history on who Pam Bondi is because I wasn't paying attention when Pam Bondi was in Florida. And so I'm having to like play catch up on what was going on.
Right.
And the people that have been here for forever, like the Alex Joneses of this world, the Jacques Vallées, the people that like watch things break live, you just get a different level of context. And then you get like the David Icks that are like, it's fucking reptiles, dude. They're all reptiles. David, have you seen David Icke coming after me on Twitter recently?
He came after me
dude,
too.
It's so
because
good. I love him.
Make fun of the reptile thing. And it's like, why won't you have me on?
I genuinely really appreciate it. It's like a good time. But it's like maybe they're all reptiles. I don't know, man.
He went too far in a time where there was no internet. Yeah. He went too far.
It's you get too certain of yourself, right? You think you have the answers and you just keep going.
A little bit of a grift.
Yeah.
With some of these folks. I'm not saying necessarily him, but it's a little bit of a grift.
Yeah. Well, it's an easy temptation to fall into, especially with the internet. Like every single day, people in my position, I mean, people in your position too, like we have the ability to just like, I'm going to get views and money if I drop deep down this grift. But a lot of them are not, like a lot of them, when you look into them, you realize, oh, there's like literally nothing there.
There's a bunch of stuff that's clickbait horseshit, for sure.
Or at least there's probably nothing there.
Yeah. I've been trying to wrap my mind around the idea of quantum computing. It's exciting, but complex and difficult to understand. What I do know is that quantum computers can process exponentially more data than the ones you and I use every day. Quantum computers also put a new strain on the world of digital privacy and cybersecurity. They may one day crack encryption algorithms that we currently consider secure. That's why ExpressVPN upgraded their encryption to use MLKEM, the strongest available protection from post-quantum threats. With ExpressVPN, all your online activity is rerouted through secure, encrypted servers, even though all your data is still being handled by your internet provider or whoever the provider is for the random public Wi-Fi network you're on. None of these third parties will be able to read your data or hijack your connection for malicious intent. And with post-quantum protection, ExpressVPN is essentially future-proofing your privacy. Just one of many reasons why ExpressVPN is the absolute best VPN out there. So if you want to get the highest standards of post-quantum protection from your VPN service, tap the banner or go to expressvpn.com/Rogan. And now listeners can get 4 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Rogan. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can get your 4 free months by scanning the QR code on screen or by clicking the link in the description.
The one that I just recently kind of was reminded of is, you know, the story that Disney sent kids to Epstein Island?
Yeah,
that's like
I did hear that,
perfect,
but
like,
it's not.
Such a money conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's not true.
That's not true.
It's when you look it up, you realize that I mean, a lot of the information's kind of gone. It's hard to even tell if it's legitimate websites and information, which is already a red flag. But the ones that are still up, they just sent them into like the ocean. Like they were going on cruises that happened to be in the vicinity of the island. That's totally different.
Which is in a very popular vacation destination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it becomes this like, and that's kind of I think that's the fun part of the game.
We thought about buying the island.
Dude.
The island was for sale. We talked about it for a second. We're like, let's put some of that Spotify money to use. That would be funny.
I think they would have stopped you, dude. I think someone would have stopped you.
100%. Me?
Yeah.
I can't shut the fuck up.
There's shit underneath that island.
No doubt.
Sure.
There's got to be something on that island that's incriminating.
Yeah,
and also, what's in the walls? What's in the walls of the buildings? Like, I would get into the wiring. I'd bring in pros.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, tell me
what's under the dirt.
I'd scan the fucking floors.
LiDAR the ocean floor and the surrounding miles.
Also, he's dead. So if he ever fucking hid some shit in there, no one knows where it is.
Yep.
They're gonna raise that building.
Dead. I assume he's dead. But there was so much shit around it that like I don't feel 100% sure. I feel like 95% sure that he's dead, 98% sure that he's dead.
Right. I wouldn't go 100 either.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's very few things I feel 100% sure.
But they did do an
about.
autopsy. You'd have to.
But they did an autopsy on JFK too, and it was not his body.
Well, sort of. They did 2 autopsies.
Right.
They did. The initial examination of the body was in Dallas, and then they flew it to Bethesda.
Yeah.
The thing about that is, and this is a part of David Lifton's book, Best Evidence, which made me become a conspiracy theorist.
I've never read it.
It's fucking great. And David Lifton, who is an accountant, they gave him, I forget what the project was, but it was something to do with the Warren Commission report. So this guy's like a serious bookworm. He read the entire Warren Commission, which fucking nobody does.
Yep.
And it's like 9,000 pages.
That's a superpower.
Like
Being able to read like that.
Exactly, and find contradictions over and over and over again. He's like, this is horseshit. This whole thing's horseshit. And then he found out that Kennedy's brain was missing when it got all the way to Bethesda. He found out that the Dallas doctors said that the neck wound was an entry wound. And then the ones in Bethesda turned it into a tracheotomy hole. It was a bullet hole. He got shot. You could see him go like that.
Garbage all over the place. And then you could also see his face get blown off. And they published photos of him from the official autopsy where his face was visible.
I have a theory, and this is just mine.
Yeah, I'm really curious
sure
to hear
I'm not
yours.
the only one. I think he got shot in the head at the same time from 2 different directions.
That's a good theory, honestly.
Because there's a bit of spray that goes forward, which is not